my brush lads, lasses, and everyone in between. It has been way too long because we here on Partners With took literally a whole month off to make content, and now we are back. Dog, let's go. And to honor this occasion of us coming back and posting subpar to somewhat okay content. uh, we got for this episode of Taps for Two, we got my buddy Crow from Children of Alara.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? It is Crow from Children of Alara.
You may already know Crow, if you already follow and are subscribed to Children of Alara, which you absolutely should be.
Thank you.
You were on, I don't think the most recent Commander Coliseum, but if not the most recent, then the one right before that. Because I do remember playing against you with dinosaurs.
Yes, and let me just say I had an absolute blast.
That
was
game was
so
so much fun.
It really was.
But yeah, so now I've done a Taps for Two with you, and I've done one with Michael. So eventually, I'm just going to collect the entire cast of Children of Alara, like the Infinity Stones.
So that's why you wanted me on here.
Yes, you're just the next step for me. Anyway, so at the time of recording, I'd say we're close to the end, but not finished with Crimson Vow spoilers. So
yes,
because I know the Loading Ready Run PPR, I think is this upcoming Friday, and their pre-release is a week before the regular one. So I think we still got a couple days of spoilers left. I know we're still waiting to see the Kaya Planeswalker. But yeah, we were just gonna take some time and look over the spoilers and talk about cards that we're excited for. Probably specifically for Commander, but I know that's the format I mostly play. I know you said you had 12 cards that you were excited to talk about.
Yep. After combing the complete spoiler list that's currently up on websites, I came up with 12 cards that I think synergize really well with decks that I have currently, decks that I've wanted to brew. So all these that I have range from anywhere between commons to the mythic variety. So really excited to talk about what I've got here.
No, I totally feel it. I know there's at least 2 legends that have been spoiled so far that make me want to deconstruct decks that I already have to rework them as the commander. And then there's at least 2 legends that I want to build around just whole cloth. But yeah, let's get started. What is the first card you wanted to talk about?
So I think I want to go ahead and just talk about how much love Grist is getting in this set.
You're talking about the Planeswalker, the one that's a bug everywhere else except for the field?
Yes, exactly. A lot of these were spoiled just recently at time of us recording this, so it's so bizarre seeing so many cards that synergize so well with this commander. The first of which is just a common. It's Moldgraph Millipede. It's a 4 and a green for Insect Horror. It's just a 2/2, so it's big cost. But when it enters the battlefield, we get to mill 3 cards, then put a +1/+1 counter on Moldgraph for each creature card in your graveyard, which pretty much is exactly the thing that Grist wants us to do when brewing the deck. So just having another creature that is an insect and just right from the jump without Masquid Nexus or any kind of shape-shifting shenanigans. I saw this and I was just like, oh my god.
Oh, go.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I love that we can't have nice things on Innistrad, so of course it has to be an insect horror. It can't
Yeah,
just
exactly.
be an insect.
Right. It's just like, no, it's scary. It's gonna
There's scary bugs, and then there's whatever Innistrad has going on.
Exactly. We're still feeling the effects of Emrakul.
Well, because I was,
Um,
according to the story, she's the reason behind the whole like the night, the eternal night. But
mm,
but yeah. Anyway, the giant buggy friend.
yeah, so literally when this card was spoiled, Bones, another member of Children of Alara, texted me and he was like, dude, you are so lucky to get so much support for Grist. And I was like, I know, man. I'm so hyped. Super hyped.
More werewolves. Uh, no, I'm super excited about this too for a similar yet different reason.
Oh, okay.
I'm building Blex, the vexing pest
Ooh, yes.
from
From
uh
Strixhaven.
thank you, Strixhaven, who
Yeah.
is a lord for insects and for what is it? Insects,
Pests.
pests, bats, snakes, and spiders. And
Yes. I
so
love it.
the deck that I'm still like in the process of getting like bits and pieces, but it's kind of just like good stuff with all of those.
Mm-hmm.
But I want stuff in the grave. I'm like making a lot of little tokens, sacrificing them for value, bringing them all back. So like this millipede is just another way to get stuff into the graveyard. It's an insect
Mm-hmm.
itself. So yeah, no, I was super excited about this guy too.
Yeah, no, totally. And then to kind of shift over to another one of the cards that synergized really well with Grist is old Rut Stein.
Oh yeah, I hate
It
his name so much.
Yeah. But the card itself is phenomenal. It's one, a black and a green for a legendary creature, human peasant. It's a 1/4, so it's got a big, big butt. And when it enters the battlefield or at the beginning of each upkeep, we get to mill a card.
I'm
If it a
saying at the
land card
beginning
is
of I'm saying at the beginning of your upkeep.
Oh, right, right. I'm sorry. My apologies. Yeah, your upkeep. I'm getting a little ahead of myself. um, but if a land card is milled this way, we get to create a treasure token, which is huge. If a creature is milled this way, we get to create a 1/1 green insect. And if we mill a non-creature, non-land, we create a blood token. Who cares about that? But those first two abilities are huge
Yeah,
in a Grist deck.
he's it looks like he's like another card in the similar vein to like the what is it? Waste Not and Bone Miser and just those
Exactly.
ones that you when a card goes to the graveyard, if it's this, you make this, if it's this, you make this, if it's this, so no matter what's getting put in there, you are getting something.
Exactly. And I absolutely love that. I love being rewarded for like big, big, big plays. And just being able to like double down on the resources that you have. So old Rut Stein just it scratches that itch when it comes to Grist, and that's completely that pun is not intentional.
No, I really wish you hadn't mentioned itching.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'm sorry.
oh, that's uncomfortable. But like, I guess a lot of people were like really excited about this guy because I guess he's been on flavor text. Um,
Oh, really?
yeah, I guess he's one of those started as flavor text. Now we're here. But in a similar
Oh.
vein to Asmiranda Mordekaiser, which I just wanted an excuse to flex that I know how to say her name. Uh, but no,
Weird flex, but okay.
hey, you know what? I'm all about weird flex. I've staked my identity on a 1/1 trampler. Anyway,
That's true.
no, yeah, this guy. God, now looking at it, this guy would also be good for Blex. I'm seeing a
Yeah,
lot of
exactly.
crossover between
Yeah.
Blex and Grist.
I should wait. Should I actually be putting Blex in my Grist deck?
Probably, and I should probably be putting Grist in my Blex deck. There's one.
Yeah,
There's one. That,
I should.
there's one that I wanted to talk about, mostly because I know it was one that we were both excited about, and
Yes.
good old Runo,
Yes.
our big vampire boy, who's
Oh my
also
god,
a
I love him.
1/4 for 3. So same stat line as Rut Stein.
Yes. Yep. And again, it's top deck shenanigans, which I absolutely love.
So
But
so Runo
yes.
Stromkirk, I'll just run through what he is real quick. Runo
Mm-hmm.
Stromkirk, for the Lorthos out there, one of the heads of the 4 primary bloodlines of Innistrad. 1 blue-black for a 1/4 legendary vampire cleric with flying. When he enters the battlefield, put up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. Well, that's neat. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You may reveal that card. If a creature card with mana value 6 or greater is revealed this way, transform Runo Stromkirk. Well, how else? Well, how are you're gonna manipulate your top deck? Oh, wait, he does it for you.
Exactly.
But what's that behind him in the artwork? Well, when you transform him, he doesn't actually become it, because like you can see in his artwork that this creature is behind him, so it's like a duo. But you get Crothus, Lord of the Deep, a 3/5 legendary Kraken horror, which I think is just. I don't think you need to put horror with that. I think the Kraken. I think it kind of covers it.
It does enough.
I'm just now realizing this thing also flies.
Yeah, no, it's
Why?
Dude, it's nuts. It is nuts.
Why does it fly? But whenever Crothus, Lord of the Deep attacks, create a tapped and attacking token that's a copy of another target attacking creature. If that creature is a Kraken, Leviathan, Octopus, or Serpent, create 2 of those tokens instead.
Which
I'm noticing, real quick, the lack of the words sacrifice or exile at end of turn.
Yeah, nope, they stick around.
Great. Why?
Which is just like, I'm like, oh no. So
I love this so much.
Same. Because as soon as this card was spoiled, I was like, I want to stream and just brew around this card. So that's what I did. It was my first like Magic the Gathering related stream that I did. And chat came in and we were like this hive mind. We were like, oh, put that in. Oh, and then this would work really well with this.
Why does he fly?
I have no idea, but I love it, and I cannot. Like, just the imagery.
What's even cooler is Stromkirk's got one of the alternate arts for. So he's actually got 2 alternate arts, because he's got one of the Vampire Fang artwork, and then he's got one of the like that high contrast white and black. And in that white and black one, like Crothus is just Cthulhu, like
straight up.
Like he's just like. In his regular artwork, like you can see he's got like a mouth that's above his tentacles, so he looks like a magic Kraken. But yeah, in that black and white artwork, like it's Cthulhu.
Straight up.
But yeah, no, this guy, like, so I've got a mono blue sea monster deck that is helmed by Thassa. Not God of the Sea, the one from Beyond Death.
Deep dwelling, yeah. I think. Yeah.
And the deck's primary thing is already serpents, krakens, leviathans, and octopuses. So I'm actually going to be like taking that deck apart and rebuilding it Dimir with Runo and Crothus at the helm.
Like, why wouldn't you? It's strictly just it allows you to just go off with like, all of your creatures.
Like, if you wanted to, like, or if I wanted to, I wouldn't even need to change like 99%. I could keep it mono blue, update some of the lands to splash for black, and just slot him in, and it would still work. But there's some Dimir Krakens and Leviathans that I'm excited to get a hold of. There's actually, kind of segueing into this, there's the Rot-Tide Gargantua in this set that I'm also excited about. The mono black zombie Kraken, because, you know, why not? I guess anything goes.
Wait, I don't even think I remember seeing that. Rock
Uh,
Tide?
Rot Tide Gargantua. 3 black black for a 5/4 zombie kraken with exploit. So when he enters the battlefield, you can sacrifice a creature. Can be himself. Probably shouldn't be. When he exploits a creature, each opponent sacrifices a creature.
Oh my god, man, that is nuts.
So, okay, wait. Oh, okay. So roll with me on this. You attack
Yep.
with Crothus, make
Mm-hmm.
2 token copies of the Gargantua, exploit them to themselves. Before blockers have
Mm.
even been declared, each each opponent's now got to sacrifice 2 creatures.
Two. Yeah, that's nuts. That's nuts.
Like
And like
I didn't even know that
if
they
you
had so many. Like I know we had Thing in the Ice, but I didn't know Krakens were like this abundant on Innistrad.
well, like the thing is, right, is like let's say you're running something like a Dictative Erebos or a Grave Pact, and you do exactly what it is you said that you
Oh
wanted
my
to do.
god! Just
That's
take their
then
whole board.
yeah, yeah. Or if you're running against an opponent that's not playing blue, and just throwing down Breaching Leviathan, and then that taps down your opponent's boards every single turn.
God,
So you're
that's
essentially
disgusting.
it's so gross, dude. It's so gross, and it's gonna be one of those commanders where people are like, we need to address this now. But the fact that it has that 4 toughness means that it dodges so much removal.
Yeah, it does. And being black, it
Mm-hmm.
dodges a whole bunch of like the efficient black removal. Like you can't Doomblade it.
Mm-hmm.
Does anyone play
Yep.
Doomblade anymore?
I
I
don't think so.
I like. Well, here we are. Anyway. But yeah, no, super excited over Runo. So he's one of the 2 that I was talking about wanting to rebuild one of my current decks around. The other one, now that we've seen him, I'm a big fan of new Edgar.
You know what's funny? I wanted to talk about new Edgar next, so this is
There
perfect.
we go. Uh,
Hmm.
so Edgar Charmed Groom, 2 white black, so we're Orzhov vampires. 2 white black for a legendary creature vampire noble. He is a 4/4. Other vampires you control get +1/+1, and when he dies, return him to the battlefield transformed under its owner's control, and he becomes Edgar Markov's Coffin.
It's just the image of just him being like, all right, I'll sleep it off.
Well, so I was reading some of the lore behind him for Crimson Vow, and it's hilarious because I guess he's 6,000 years old,
Hmm.
and I guess he gets like he would get tired of Innistrad because he would like know everything, and so he would sleep for long periods of time until Innistrad became alien to him again, and then he would wake up and then rediscover it and go out and like learn everything he can about Innistrad and then be like, all right, I'm going back to bed. And I
Oh
guess
my
Soren
god.
would leave him books each time he would wake up. Be like, hey, this is what Innistrad is kind of currently like.
So
But
wait, would he just wake up and read the books and not like go out and experience it himself?
he might. That part I don't know. It doesn't go into that much detail. But yeah, Soren would leave him books so he could catch up on what Innistrad's currently like. And then sometimes Soren would just go and wake him up just to like get advice, and the 2 would talk. And then Soren would be like, all right, Grandpa, you can go back to bed now.
I love it. I love it so much.
But then,
And
so
like,
real quick, to cover what Edgar Markov's Coffin does.
oh yeah.
Legendary artifact. It is still white black. At the beginning of your upkeep, create a 1/1 white and black vampire creature token with lifelink, and put a bloodline counter on Edgar Markov's Coffin. Then, if there are 3 or more bloodline counters on it, remove those counters and transform it back into Edgar. So yeah, he takes a little power nap and then comes back with friends.
It's like, it's so good. It's so good. And immediately what I thought of, obviously there is like OG Edgar, where if you have the money or if you got the deck when it first came out, you're in a really good spot for
I
this
bought
set.
dragons.
Same here,
I
so don't
wish I
feel
had gotten the
bad.
vampire deck too.
Yeah. But more importantly, a lot of people still play with Alenda.
Yeah,
So
the Dust Crows.
yeah, so slotting this into an Orzhov vampire deck still is really viable and an extremely powerful card in the 99.
Oh yeah, especially with how hard he is to get rid of.
Yeah, exactly.
Because like, I mean, obviously, worst case scenario, they cast an exile spell on him, then he's just gone. But like,
Hmm.
the next worst case, they're blowing two removal spells on him because they're killing him as a vampire and turning him into this artifact. Well, now they need artifact removal.
Hmm.
And so either they're going to blow two removal spells on him, one for when he's a creature and then once again to put him down permanently when he's an artifact, or they can't deal with the artifact and they're just going to keep throwing uh, removal spells at him, and yeah, it's going to slow him down. But the fact that you're getting a body each turn until he comes back, like, he's going to be annoying to deal with.
Of course. Of course.
Plus, like, he's. I also really love those commanders where, like, how often are you going to be paying commander tax on this guy? Like,
Right. That's another thing. If you wanted to slot him in as the commander, it's,
which is
you
what I
know,
intend to do. I'm in the process of I've almost finished a mono black commander deck that's got Miri the Cursed at the helm, and I'm
mm,
thinking of taking what I have, kind of breaking away some of the black vampires that I was running out of necessity, and putting Edgar at the helm, and just rather than like mono black vampires with some really good cards and some cards too, black white vampires with good black vampires, good white vampires, and good white black vampires.
yep, exactly. God, I'm so pumped for this card, dude. So pumped.
I think it's funny that he's a rare while Olivia's a mythic.
Is a mythic, yeah. I do feel bad for the guy.
I mean, just look at his artwork. He does not want to be here. It's like, why? Let me go back to bed. I'm done with this.
Okay, okay, I'll get married, I guess.
Well, I
Whatever.
guess that's the other thing. He doesn't like Olivia. Um, she charmed him. She woke him up while he was still weakened, which is why he looks like this. Gave him her blood, charmed him, and then proposed. And it looks like, based off his flavor text, he's starting to like get out of that because it looks like he's aligned with Soren. Because the our
Oh,
kind has taken my gift for granted. It's time to correct that folly.
love it.
But
All right.
yeah. What did you want to talk about next?
So I wanted to talk about some of the new zombie cards that we
Oh
have.
yes. Are
Like
we talking about
let's
the
let
guy with the big booty?
no, actually, I'm not talking about it.
The
Is
one
that one of your cards?
the 113
That's nuts.
unhollowed
That
phalanx, 4 and a black zombie soldier enters
yeah, and
tapped
it's just like tapped.
113.
Oh, okay, sure, I'll take that. Like that in itself is nuts.
That's
But
all I had to
for
say about
me,
him.
it's Headless Rider and Necro Duality.
Yes.
Those two cards are absolutely bonkers. And I
I
just realized,
love. Where is he? Where is he? That's Path of Peril. I know he's here. I'll find. There he is. Headless Rider. I'll let you read off what he does.
first off, the rider's not even legendary, so we'll get to that. But Headless Rider, it's a
Oh
two
yeah,
and a
he's
black
not the Headless Horseman. He is just a Headless Horseman
Headless Rider. Yeah.
who has
For just a
5 heads.
zombie. That's true. He legitimately does. He's a 3/1, and whenever Headless Rider or another non-token zombie you control dies, create a 2/2 black zombie creature token. So,
God.
like, again, you have Gravecrawler, who is
Yeah,
like the
we do.
quintessential one drop, and is getting a reprint in the Secret Lair.
Yeah, he
So
is.
That's huge.
Gravecrawler is my favorite card of all time. Like I realize who my mascot is. Like I'm all about the almighty Bushwag, but when push comes to shove, Gravecrawler is my favorite card of all time.
Well, it's funny because I remember when I first started Magic, I started the journey with my significant other, and she was like, "Oh, I really like the aesthetics of Liliana, so like I'll do that. I'll do white, black, like zombie stuff." And I was like, "Okay." And I think I bought like a playset of Gravecrawlers for her because we were playing Modern at the time. So now we just have this Modern deck that has like, a playset of Gravecrawlers, and it's like, oh man,
Nice.
okay, there needs to these cards need to go somewhere. Um, but yeah, again, huge for any format that this guy is in because it's gonna cause a lot of headache, and it's gonna be grounds for immediate removal. Just a 3/1, so it can get killed rather easily.
What's worse is he replaces himself because he counts
Right.
himself
So
as dying.
exactly. So you're it's kind of like, well, all right, whatever.
Like you can go ahead and use a removal spell on him, but if you want to deal with it completely, you're 2-for-1ing yourself.
Precisely. And again, that seems to be the theme of this set. Like, all right, well, hey, if you want to deal with my stuff, you need to double down on it.
Yeah.
Which I'm a fan of. And then we have Necro Duality, which is 3 in a blue for an enchantment.
Is that the blue mythic?
Yes. Whenever a non-token zombie enters the battlefield under your control, create a token that's a copy of that creature.
God. And it's just an ETB. It's not like when you cast a zombie spell.
Right. So things like Rooftop Storm are going to go great with both of these cards.
Roll with me on this one.
All right, I'm all in.
Go with me on this journey. Gravecrawler.
Yeah.
Gravecrawler comes out, make a token copy of him. He goes to the graveyard. Just cast him from the grave again. Just however many times you're casting him from the grave, you're just getting an army of these 2/1s who can't block.
Oh my god. Oh. And then just infinite sack outlets. Oh my god. I have goosebumps.
This card, this is so good. And you're right with this, and because Rooftop Storm, that one doesn't limit you to just zombies in your hand, right? That's just zombie spells you cast cost 0 to cast.
Let me double check.
Because if that's the case, then yeah, Necro Duality, Rooftop Storm, and then just any zombie on the battlefield, you can make infinite Gravecrawlers.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I guess you also need a sack outlet, but...
Okay, you're going to find that easily in black, you know? It's just...
Altar of Dementia, there you go. Now, not only are you making infinite Gravecrawlers, you are... Altar of the Brood and Phyrexian Altar. Now you don't even need Rooftop Storm.
Yeah, exactly.
But I guess technically you didn't need to make the infinite tokens to do that. But still, it's fun to have a zombie army.
It really is. It's again, it's like
plus the artwork
scratching
for this card is hilarious.
No, that's it reminds me of like a buddy cop type of thing. Like they're just like, get away from me. Like,
well, I
can't stand you.
They've each got a set of legs, so they are attached at the butt. Anyway, I don't know why that's what I noticed, but with the way they are stitched up.
Yeah,
maybe that's why
it's
they're
like
just
converging
not cool with it.
All right, what do you got next?
One of the new legendary creatures that I am incredibly excited to build around. Toxrill, the Corrosive. Legendary Slug. Let's go.
So here's the thing. I didn't put that in my top only because I had a feeling that you would.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, 100%. He is the moment that Morrow gave us the list of stuff to expect, and I saw legendary creature Slug Horror, I was like, I'm building Slug Tribal.
So how about you tell the fine folks on what it does?
So Toxrill, the Corrosive, is 5 black for a 7/7 legendary slug horror. Now, earlier you had made the mistake of mixing up each step with your step. This one is at the beginning of each end step. Put a
So
slime
gross.
counter on each. They wrote this incorrectly on here, but on the card it's put a slime counter on each creature you don't control.
Yep, so gross.
Creatures you don't control get -1/-1 for each slime counter on them. Whenever a creature you don't control with a slime counter on it dies, create a 1/1 black slug creature token, and for blue-black and sacrifice a slug, draw a card. Worth noting, I'm just now noticing that it's put a slime counter on each creature you don't control. I thought it was you pick one.
No, it's definitely each, which like
That's a nightmare.
it's a horror.
So my plan is so slug tribal. So he's in blue-black, which means I think I get access to 5 of the 7 slugs. Or 4. I think I get access to 4 of the 7 slugs that are printed that aren't changelings. But the rest of the deck I want to be filled with cards that have the lowest salt score that I can find on EDHREC, because you have to keep salt away from the slugs.
Slugs. Oh. All right, folks, that's been an awesome podcast. Thank you so much for coming on out.
I've been fired from my own chant. No, it was just the moment I saw it, I was like, but then they gave him this powerful ability, and so I feel like he, in and of himself, is going to be like a lightning rod for removal, because he's just this board wipe, like this continuous slow-moving board wipe, which I guess fits because it's a slug horror. And I say slow board wipe, but all the goblin players and the elf players are like, oh god, please no. Just wipe someone's army of like 60 elves, and then now you have an army of 60 slugs.
Well, here's the thing that's even more terrifying about this card is obviously I've seen some people post about it, but I initially was like, oh, okay. Because a lot of people in my current commander pod, shout out to them, their decks are pretty high powered. And there are a lot of times when I'm like, oh man, like I can't possibly keep up with these people. Like they're potentially winning on like turn 4. And that's like a slow win for some of their decks.
Slug is the key to taking it.
Well, because that's the thing. Because if you go ahead and run Urborg in that deck, and if you're running, I'm trying to see if I am pronouncing
I know
this
exactly
card.
are you talking about that artifact that turns?
Yeah, Cormer spell.
It's the bell that turns all swamps
Yeah.
into 1/1 creature.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So it's just like past the turn, there goes all your lands.
There is no lands, only slugs.
Yeah.
But here's the other thing: it's each end step, so they don't even get the chance to rebuild. They play a land.
My God, yeah.
They play a land and go to pass the turn, and then the land immediately dies and becomes slug. Oh, it's disgusting, and I love it.
It really is. It really is.
Oh
and
my
honestly,
God.
I'm all for it, like completely. I may end up building it, but I don't know. I'm already building one. I'm already building one Dimir deck, and I already have a second one.
Oh,
I don't want a third. Yeah, that's
I didn't
true.
realize you were a coward.
Oh, come on. All right, challenge accepted. Let's go.
Also, while we're talking about the new commanders that I wanted to build around the other one, I wanted to give a quick shout out to was Grolnok the Omnivore.
What is that one?
The big frog.
Oh, right. Gitrog's big brother.
Who's half his size.
Yeah.
Why does Gitrog get to be a 6/6 well, this guy's got to be a 3/3. But if you're looking at the arms that are in their mouths, Grolnok is like twice as big.
Right. It's so bizarre.
But
So
he cares
bizarre.
about frogs, and that's all I care about. But we don't have to go too deep in on him. It's weird frog mill graveyard stuff. Anything else you wanted to talk about?
Yeah. So I wanted to talk about some. Actually, I'll first talk about one of the cards that I shouted out to Bones. Mana Form Hellkite.
Oh, the mythic red dragon.
Yes, yes. That thing is just ridiculous.
I love the visual design of Innistrad dragons.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. But it's 2 a red and a red for a 4/4 dragon. It has flying, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create an XX red dragon illusion creature token with flying and haste, where X is the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. Exile that token at the beginning of the next end step. Now, the reason why I shouted this out to Bones is because he's actively building Obeka, and
get to keep the dragon illusion.
Yeah, and it's just like, okay, if you're running just a bunch of like extra turn and like steal permanent spells, then you're spending a lot of mana on these spells.
Because I mean, they're on average, those spells are what, 3 to 4 mana a piece. You know, like Active Treason is 2 in a red. I think Hijack is 2 in a red. I think the red extra turn spells are also generally 2 in a red, but that's only because they come with the downside generally of you lose the game at the end of the extra turn. But you're right. You cast a whole bunch of these 3 mana. Well, each one you're casting, you're not only adding to your board by taking something from your opponent, you're now also getting a 3/3 flying dragon, which is not an insignificant body.
Exactly. And the fact that it has haste as well just means
That's disgusting.
It really is.
I mean, it kind of needed to have haste if they were going to get rid of them at end of turn. But,
right.
Yeah, Obeka's like, all right, cool. These are mine now.
Yep, keepsies.
Like, you know how I'm supposed to get rid of these? What if I didn't? I've decided no.
Hear me out now.
Hear me out. I'm going to keep my dragon army. I'm going to keep your stuff.
And I get an extra turn.
And? What and? There is no other. I'm going to keep the dragon army and your stuff, and you're going to smile and take it.
Yeah.
Nah, the Hellkite I dig. I've got a couple of decks I've got an like Counterburn Spellslinger deck led by Keranos that I think this guy would probably be. I don't get to keep the tokens, but I can still make a lot of them. They can be blockers. I'm not super high on this just because my favorite kind of spells are creature spells.
That's fair.
But yeah, no, the Hellkite, like that's a mythic dragon coming to play.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, and then to round out the cards that I'm excited for, it's mainly just more cards for Tolvalar. I'm
super stoked about the new werewolves as well.
Yeah, seriously. So some of the cards that I am excited for is things like Ascendant Pack Leader, which is awesome because a lot of some of the bigger werewolves who actually make an impact are converted mana cost 4 or greater.
Right,
yep,
it is mana value, not power. My bad.
Yep. And it's just a 1-drop. So getting those bodies on the field quickly
1 mana
is
2/1.
Exactly. So it's just like
they didn't need to make him a 2/1.
No, they really didn't have to.
They
but
could have made him a 1/1 and he would still be good.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I feel it. I'm also super excited for the werewolves. I've also got Tovalar. Did you see the new werewolf mana sync? Little Red Riding Hood?
Yes, Child of the Pack.
Yeah, Child of the Pack.
Yeah.
I love Little Red Riding Hood becomes the big bad wolf. But yeah, no, I love her 2 red green, create a 2/2 green wolf because
Yep.
With werewolves, your whole thing is you kind of don't want to be casting a ton of spells at one time because you want to keep them as wolves as long as you can. Well, now you have something that you can do with all your mana.
Exactly. And honestly, the fact that, that flip side, that nightbound side, pumps those creatures and also gives the creature itself trample is just.
Are you talking about it itself has trample? Because it doesn't
Yeah.
give trample.
Yeah. No. It just gives the +1 pump. But
Right.
yeah, it itself has trample, and it's a 5/5. So
Yeah, that's just
Ugh.
it's not like a broken card, but it's definitely something I think the werewolf deck will appreciate.
Mm-hmm. And I'm just reading those flavor text right now. On the Child of the Pack side, it says her face shines with youthful innocence. And then on the Packmate side, it says her claws are another matter.
Innistrad has some of the best flavor text. There was one. It's for the giant moose.
Oh, right. The Ulvenwald.
Ulvenwald Oddity, which
yes.
I mean, it's a rare. It's a big dumb idiot with trample and haste, and it transforms into an even bigger dumb idiot that has trample haste and also gives trample haste and +1/+1. But just on the front side, obviously it's dangerous, but I've never seen anything like it. This could be an entirely new species. I say we follow it. Halana, Kessig Ranger. And then on the backside, all right, we've learned enough. I say we run. Elena, Kessig Trapper.
Yeah, it's just, oh man, I absolutely love it.
It's only moderately more terrifying than an actual moose. Like those things will kill you.
No, yeah, and for anyone listening, if you have seen or have not seen a moose in person, they are so huge.
One of their only natural predators is the orca whale.
Are you serious?
That sounds like a joke, but moose will go swimming or they'll dive down to go eat water grass, and they'll get taken out by orcas.
That is nuts. Oh my god.
But no, there's that guy. The werewolf I'm most excited for is the big flashy mythic, the Averbrook Caretaker. The one that has a lot of people divided because it has hexproof, and then on its other side it gives hexproof.
Which is nuts. And it's not just creatures, it's all permanents that you control.
Averbrook Caretaker, so 4 green, so 6 mana for a 4/4 human werewolf with hexproof. At the beginning of combat on your turn, put 2 +1/+1 counters on another target creature you control, so it can't pump itself. And then flips into Hollowhenge Huntmaster, who I want it to be known is hunting alongside the wolf that the caretaker is taking care of in her artwork.
Oh, snap. I just realized
it's
that.
Like the Kessig Naturalist from the last set, who's a human werewolf, and on his human side, he's walking, carrying a wolf pup. And on his wolf side, he's howling with that wolf.
Oh, that's so dope.
But yeah, so it turns into a 6/6 hexproof werewolf. Other permanents you control have hexproof, so yeah, your whole board has hexproof now. And at the beginning of combat on your turn, put 2 +1/+1 counters on each creature you control.
I didn't even read that part. I just saw other permanents you control have hexproof, and I was like, that's pretty busted.
But yeah, we went from putting some counters on just one creature to now everything gets counters. I love this thing. I've definitely got like Tavern Ruffian, your time in the deck is numbered. Like your days in the deck are numbered. You're getting replaced by the Huntmaster.
You hate to see it, but that's just the way it is.
That card is
it's not bad. No, I know, and it's not a bad problem to have. Like, oh my god, wow, I have to take werewolves out of my deck. Like, yeah, all right, no, whatever.
When you're in a position where you're like, I can afford to take the bad werewolves out.
It's like, man, making cuts is so easy.
It's like when I first built Ayula Bear Tribal, and we didn't have a ton of bears, and we didn't have a ton of shapeshifters. It became real easy to make cuts once we got more.
Yeah. Oh man.
There's the other mythic werewolf, the red one, the volatile arsonist.
Oh, right. That's the one that deals damage, right?
Yeah, 3 red for a 4/4 human werewolf with menace and haste, because of course it does. Uh, and when it attacks, it deals 1 damage each to up to 1 creature, 1 player, and 1 planeswalker. So at best, it's hitting 3 different things for 1 each. And then on its flip side, 5/5 menace haste, so it's not that much bigger. But when it attacks, it deals 2 damage to each of up to 1 target creature, 1 target player, and or 1 target planeswalker, and that can kill a surprising amount of things.
Especially if you're giving things like double strike to it. Just, ugh.
I don't think double strike works on this because it's just a triggered ability when it attacks.
Oh, okay.
But
All right,
because
my
it
bad.
does have menace, you can swing into an opponent's board and they can have 2 blockers. But if one of them has 2 toughness, you can, before they can declare blockers, you can kill one of the creatures. You can hit your opponent for 2. Maybe they don't have a planeswalker, so that one fizzles. But then you just hit them with 7 damage that they couldn't do anything about.
Oh, that is gross.
Now they can't block the anarchist.
Oh
Yeah, no.
my god.
I'm excited for that handful of new werewolves.
Yeah, and then there's also, like Howpack Piper, which is another one that's incredibly good.
Just 2 mana. Put something.
Yep.
Wow, she doesn't even need to put down a wolf or werewolf, but if she does, she untaps.
Yep.
2 mana. Just all right, cool. You, and that's a great way to flood the board without having to cast spells.
Oh yeah, again another. Oh my god, man, so nuts. It's so
The
nuts.
flip side, whenever this creature enters the battlefield or transforms into Wild Song Howler, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a creature card from among them and put it into your hand. Put the rest at the bottom. So yeah, so it's flip side. You get to dig 6 deep and reload your hand for when she inevitably flips back.
Yep. It's gross.
She is so much better than I thought she was.
Yeah, I'm super excited. It just like, yeah, it's an exciting time to be a commander player. Because there's just so
player.
Yeah,
We
exactly.
finally have a legendary werewolf, the only one in existence. The only one.
Is he the only one?
No, he's not. Ulrich exists, but
I was gonna say
Ulrich doesn't.
Yeah. He's expensive now, isn't he?
Ulrich,
right?
I think Ulrich's only a couple bucks, just because everyone's switching over to Tovalar. Before we wrap up, I did just want to bring attention to the 1 mana 3/3 zombie horse, the Cobbled Lancer, who I believe should be a centaur, but he isn't.
Oh, right. I think I remember seeing that.
Where horse body turns into a man torso and then a horse's head.
Yeah. That should be a centaur. Like, come on.
But yeah, no, I think a lot of stuff in this set is super spicy. Like Wash Away. How do you feel about a single blue to counter someone's commander?
It's rude.
Yeah, no, I'm super stoked for this set. I prefer werewolves to vampires, but I think I'm more excited for this vampire set than I was for the werewolf set.
Which is odd. It is very odd because I think it's because we've got the things from Midnight Hunt, and now all these cards that we're getting for Crimson Vow are simply supplementing what we can do with all the things that we got from Midnight Hunt.
God,
so
is a scorpion the size of a horse. Anyway,
the more you know.
Felstinger, the zombie scorpion, is eating a horse. Like, it is the size of a horse. That's upsetting.
Horrifying.
That is more upsetting than anything we have looked at. But
have to
yeah,
find this art.
I think that covers everything I was super interested in. I mean, I really like that they're bringing back the kind of that Godzilla treatment, but this time with Dracula.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's not my thing, so now I understand how everyone who wasn't that into Godzilla was feeling, but it's cool.
Yeah, that there's that option. And yeah, it's cool that they get that kind of treatment. For me personally, I'm not that big of a fan of like Godzilla, and I'm not that big of a fan of Dracula, but that just means that eventually, hopefully, there is something that I am a huge fan of
Oh,
that,
dude,
comes about this.
I lost my mind with the Godzilla cards. That's when I built Ghidorah, and Ghidorah
Yeah,
is
no,
my pride and joy.
I cannot wait to play against it.
It is basically ready to go now. It has been entirely foiled out, and now it's
Oh,
just a matter of getting it upgrades. Which I should be
yes.
getting my Praetor Secret Lair soon.
I'm still waiting on mine.
It's getting all three of the Praetors in his colors.
Oh, jeez.
But
All right. What is that? Jin Cataxis, Boring Klex.
Vorinclex and Urabrask.
Okay.
So
Yeah, that's gross.
big green,
And
big blue, and the red one.
and you can mutate them as well.
Yes,
Okay,
I
that's
can.
fun.
And I can flip them for free with Ghidorah's ability. It's great. But yeah,
Uh,
that's everything I wanted to talk about. Do you have any final words?
nope, that's it from me. All I can say is anyone listening, if you haven't already, check us out. We try to upload weekly videos, anything between deck techs, gameplay videos, skits, and yeah, we just would really love it to have you along for the journey. I don't know when you plan on uploading this, Tyler, but we are planning on uploading our Runo deck tech this weekend.
I think your
So
deck tech will be up before this, but not by much.
okay, all right, cool. So just head on over to our channel and check out kind of what we brewed. And again, it's something that I want to try to do bi-weekly, like have a commander and be like, hey, I want to brew around this commander. Let's go ahead and do it as like a crowd thing, and then make a deck tech video that's like 10 minutes long. So if that's kind of something that you want to contribute towards and want to feel a part of, then head on over and check us out.
Yeah, I will be including a link to your guys' channel down in the description for this video. And I'll probably
Nice.
be like tagging you guys at the end in our end card so that people can just kind of click on that and go see you guys.
Awesome. Dope.
Sweet. But yeah, there's still a ton of cards we didn't even get to, like the Cemetery Cycle and the alternate win con, but this set just is so spicy.
It is. It really is.
But
Like whenever I think like, oh, they're done with mythics. Like, okay, that's enough.
oh, another one.
They're just like, yeah, here you go. Here's another one. It's pretty badass,
DJ,
but
DJ Khaled, like another one.
yeah. But yeah, super excited to get my hands on some of these singles.
If you like what we do here, leave us a like, leave us a comment, let us know what you're most excited about. Shoot us a sub. We're almost at 420, which when we hit 420, we're giving away a commander deck.
Ooh, there
It's
you go.
Themed.
Perfect. You know what? I'm sold.
But yeah, I have been Tyler. This has been Crow, and we will catch you guys later. Peace.
Peace, everyone.